What if the mundane tasks of medieval servants held secrets of their own? Imagine a world where every chore told a story of survival and servitude. As dawn breaks over the bustling castle, the day's work begins, but few truly understand what lay ahead for these unseen workers. Today, we delve deep into their daily lives, revealing a reality that may surprise you. As the first rays of light seep through the narrow windows, servants rise from their simple beds, often made of straw and cloth. The chill of the morning air prickles their skin, urging them to begin their labor before the sun fully rises. Each moment is filled with purpose, for their livelihood depends on it. The kitchen becomes a hive of activity, where the scent of baked bread mingles with the smoke of the open fire. Here, servants knead dough, stir pots, and prepare meals fit for their lords. Each task is a vital thread in the fabric of the household, ensuring everyone is nourished for the day ahead. Meanwhile, outside, another servant is tasked with fetching water from the well. The heavy wooden bucket creaks as it rises, filled with precious liquid. This essential chore highlights the strenuous physical demands placed on them daily, a reminder of the labor that sustains the household. As the sun climbs higher, the household chores multiply, dusting the great hall, polishing silverware, and arranging flowers become the tasks that occupy their hours. The rhythmic sounds of sweeping and scrubbing fill the corridors, echoing through the stone walls of the castle, a symphony of service. But what of their personal lives? Often overlooked, these servants have families of their own. As they labor, thoughts of their loved ones linger in their minds, reminding them of the delicate balance between duty and devotion. The work is not merely physical, it carries emotional weight too. As midday approaches, the clamor of lunch fills the air. Servants gather to share a humble meal, a brief respite from their labors. They exchange stories and laughter, their camaraderie a source of strength as they navigate the challenges of their station in life. Yet, the afternoon brings renewed toil. Some must tend to the gardens, weeding and harvesting vegetables for the kitchen. Others care for the animals, feeding the livestock that will sustain the estate. Each task, while seemingly mundane, is a vital cog in the wheel of medieval life. The evening descends, and with it comes a new set of responsibilities. The fires are stoked, the tables are set for dinner, and the kitchen hums with the sounds of preparation. Here, the artistry of cooking shines, as every dish must be perfect for their lord's enjoyment. As night settles over the castle, the servants' work is far from over. They clear the plates, wash the dishes, and tend to the remnants of the day's feasting. The clatter of utensils and the soft murmur of conversation fill the air, marking the end of another long day. However, not all servants share the same fate. Some are tasked with more menial jobs, cleaning the stables or tending to the laundry. These roles often involve the most arduous labor, a stark contrast to the more privileged servants who serve the lords directly. But what might surprise you is that these domestic roles were often filled by individuals of varying backgrounds. Many were skilled craftsmen forced into servitude by circumstance, revealing a complex social hierarchy that defined the medieval world. As the day comes to a close, the tired servants retreat to their quarters. Here, they find solace among their peers, sharing stories of their day, dreams of the future, and whispers of hope in the flickering candlelight. In the shadows of the castle, they might even indulge in small acts of rebellion, a stolen moment of song or laughter, a pact of friendship that defies their rigid roles. Such moments remind them of their humanity amid the grind of daily labor. As they close their eyes, exhaustion takes over, yet dreams of freedom and a better life linger. These servants, often overlooked in the grand tapestry of history, embody resilience and the unyielding spirit of those who serve. Tomorrow, the cycle will begin again. Another day filled with toil and responsibilities, yet with the promise of community and connection. In their determination to support their families and sustain the castle, these servants forged their own legacy in the annals of history. Yet, beneath the surface, there are whispers of change. As the Middle Ages progressed, the roles of servants began to evolve, influenced by societal changes and the rising middle class. This shift would eventually alter the very fabric of service and labor in medieval society. And so, while the daily routines of medieval servants may seem mundane to the modern eye, they reveal a rich tapestry of life, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. Each small task contributed to the larger world, echoing through the ages. The stories of these individuals are etched in the stone of history, often overlooked yet profoundly significant. As we explore these lives, we uncover not just their struggles, but the dreams and desires that shape their existence. In reflecting on their lives, we gain insight into our own. The echoes of history remind us that every life, regardless of station, holds value. Understanding the past allows us to appreciate the present and the connections we share. As we conclude our journey through the everyday lives of medieval servants, their tales linger, inviting us to ponder the roles we play in our own lives. How do we contribute to our communities, and who are the unseen workers of our time? Every story is a thread in the vast tapestry of history. As we reflect on the lives of these servants, let us honor their resilience and the legacy they leave behind. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the past. If you enjoyed this journey, please consider subscribing for more tales from history. As dawn broke over the castle, the first servants stirred, their duties already clear. Mornings began with the preparation of the Lord's breakfast, a simple yet essential meal to start the day. The smell of bread baking mixed with the sharp scent of herbs from the kitchen garden, a reminder of nature's bounty at their doorstep. In the heart of the kitchen, the head cook barked orders, coordinating a small army of servants. Chopping vegetables, stirring pots, and tending to the fire were just a few of the tasks they tackled. Each movement was a dance, a rhythm that had to be maintained to ensure no meal was ever delayed. Outside, the kitchen maid gathered fresh ingredients, her hands brushing against the dew-kissed leaves of the garden. She picked ripe tomatoes and fragrant basil, her fingers stained with the earth's colors. This connection to the land was an integral part of her day, a small reminder of the roots that sustained them all. Meanwhile, the laundry maid was busy at the river, washing the family's garments. The sound of rushing water mingled with her soft humming. She scrubbed tirelessly, her arms aching but her spirit high, knowing her efforts ensured the family would present themselves well to guests and neighbors alike. After breakfast, other servants took turns cleaning the vast halls and chambers of the castle. Dust motes danced in the shafts of sunlight that poured through stained glass windows. Every corner held stories of the past, and though often overlooked, their labor preserved the dignity of the Lord's home. As the day progressed, the servants gathered in the courtyard, taking a brief moment to share news and laughter. They exchanged tales of the household, from the Lord's latest hunting exploits to the gossip of visiting nobility. This camaraderie, though fleeting, was a cherished respite in their demanding lives. In the afternoon, the scullery maid faced the daunting task of cleaning up after meals. Piles of dishes awaited her, remnants of the lavish feasts that had filled the banquet hall. With a sigh, she rolled up her sleeves, ready to scrub away the evidence of indulgence and excess. Not far from the kitchen, the stable boy busied himself with the horses. He groomed their coats and ensured they were fed, the earthy scent of hay filling the air. These creatures were not just animals. They were vital partners in the Lord's daily life, and the boy felt a deep connection to each one. As dusk approached, the servants prepared for the evening meal. The kitchen filled again with the aromas of hearty stews, fresh breads, and roasted meats. Laughter echoed through the halls as the household gathered, a brief moment of unity before the long night ahead. After dinner, the servants returned to their tasks, the satisfaction of a job well done evident on their faces. Candlelight flickered, illuminating the remnants of the feast, while the head cook finalized the preparations for the next day. This cycle, though grueling, was their life, and they embraced it fully. In the quiet moments after the household retired, the servants gathered around a small fire, They shared stories of their lives beyond the castle walls, dreams of freedom and adventure. Their laughter filled the night air, a stark contrast to the rigid hierarchy they faced by day. As the stars twinkled above, the servants reflected on their place in the world. They were not merely laborers, but the backbone of the medieval household, holding it together through their dedication. Each contributed to a larger purpose, ensuring the smooth running of the Lord's domain. The next day brought new challenges and routines. The daily rhythm of life continued, with each servant playing their part in the grand orchestration of the household. Their roles, though often thankless, were essential to the fabric of society, echoing through time in ways they could only dream of. Servants of varying ranks learned to navigate the social dynamics of the household. The nursemaid tended to the children, while the lady's maid assisted her with attire. Each interaction was fraught with subtlety, part of a complex web of relationships that defined their existence. Outside the castle walls, some servants took on additional tasks. They would gather herbs and foraged plants from the surrounding woods, contributing to the household's needs while also connecting with the wild beauty outside. This duality of service and self-sufficiency was a delicate balance they maintained. The changing seasons brought alterations to their routines. Winter meant stoking fires and preserving food, while summer involved tending to gardens and livestock. Each season demanded adaptability, highlighting the skills that servants developed over time. Skills that were often taken for granted. As the years passed, some servants found themselves in lifelong positions. They became integral to the household, with deep ties to the family they served. Their stories intertwined with those of the lords and ladies, contributing to a rich narrative that spanned generations. But not all tales were of loyalty and camaraderie. Some servants faced harsh realities, exposed to the whims of their masters. The threat of punishment loomed large, and their lives were often dictated by the moods of those above them. A precarious existence fraught with uncertainty. In these moments of tension, whispers of rebellion would sometimes ripple through the servants' quarters. They would huddle together, sharing dreams of freedom and the possibility of a different life. These conversations ignited a spark, an ember of hope, amidst the monotony of their daily grind. As tensions rose, so too did the camaraderie among the servants. They helped one another navigate the challenges of the day-to-day, forging bonds that made their burdens lighter. This solidarity was a beacon of strength, reminding them they were not alone in their struggles. Occasionally, a visiting merchant would bring news from the outside world, igniting their imaginations. Tales of distant lands, vibrant markets, and the promise of new beginnings filled their conversations. These stories provided a temporary escape from their routines, instilling within them the desire for more. As night fell once more, the castle's inhabitants drifted back to sleep, while the servants remained awake, tidying and preparing for the next day. This quiet labor, often unnoticed, was the very thread that held the household together, a testament to their unwavering dedication. In these moments, the servants reflected on their lives, filled with both monotony and purpose. They might have been unseen, but their contributions resonated deeply within the walls of the castle. Each day was an echo of those who came before, a continued legacy of service and resilience. As we delve further into their world, we begin to understand that the lives of medieval servants were anything but boring. Each task, despite its repetition, held a story worth telling, a story woven into the very fabric of history. They were indeed the silent architects of their own lives. In the grand scheme of existence, the servants' daily routines became a foundation for understanding societal structure. Their lives may have seemed mundane, yet they played an unparalleled role that shaped the lives of the nobility and the communities beyond. What they endured laid the groundwork for the future. As we take a step back from their daily lives, it becomes clear that these servants were more than mere workers. They were the pulse of the medieval world. Their stories, intertwined with the grand narratives of kings and queens, remind us of the complexity of human existence and the importance of every role within it. With each passing day in the castle, The cycle of work and rest continued, a perpetual dance that defined their existence. As the seasons changed, so too did their tasks, but their spirit remained steadfast, reminding us of the resilience of those who serve. Their stories, although quiet, speak volumes. In the shadows of history, the servants remind us that every life, no matter how humble, contributes to the larger narrative. Their daily toil was a testament to perseverance and dedication, echoing through the ages. As we ponder their legacy, we acknowledge the unseen warriors of everyday life. As we conclude this exploration of the lives of medieval servants, we find ourselves reflecting on the impact of their quiet resilience. Their stories, woven into the very fabric of history, continue to resonate today. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the past, we invite you to subscribe for more tales that honor those who shaped our world. As dawn broke over the castle, the soft glow of early light revealed a bustling world below. Servants began their day long before the rising sun, navigating the labyrinth of hallways and chambers. With a sense of purpose, each had their tasks laid out, responsibilities that formed the backbone of medieval life. In the kitchen, the clatter of pots and the warm scent of bread baking enveloped the air. Cook's assistants stirred bubbling stews, their hands skilled and practiced. These daily rituals of cooking were not mere chores. They were acts of creation, sustaining both body and spirit. Meanwhile, in the laundry room, the rhythmic splashing of water accompanied the flickering of candle flames. Servants diligently scrubbed garments, their hands working tirelessly to ensure the household maintained a semblance of cleanliness and order amidst the chaos of daily life. Outside, the sounds of the marketplace echoed as vendors called out their wares. Servants scurried through cobblestone streets, carrying baskets of fresh produce or fetching supplies for their lords. Each trip was a reminder of their pivotal role in the larger tapestry of society. In the stables, the soft whinnies of horses mingled with the earthy scent of hay. Grooms tended to the noble steeds, brushing their coats and preparing them for the day's journey. These quiet moments of care forged a bond between servant and beast, essential for the lord's success. As midday approached, the clamor of the castle intensified. The head servant organized the day's tasks, allocating responsibilities with precision. Each order was delivered with authority, ensuring that the intricate machinery of household life ran smoothly, a testament to their leadership skills. Lunch was a communal affair, where servants gathered in the recesses of the kitchen for a moment of respite. Bread and broth were shared as laughter and stories flowed. These brief moments of camaraderie provided a sense of belonging amidst their demanding roles. Following their meal, many went to the gardens, tending to vegetables and herbs that would later flavor the evening feast. The simple act of planting and weeding was more than mere labor. It was an act of sustenance, a skill passed down through generations. In the afternoons, the sound of spinning wheels filled the air as maidservants prepared linen and wool. Their fingers deftly worked the fibers, transforming raw materials into fabrics that would adorn the household. It was a time-consuming process, yet vital for maintaining the household's integrity. As evening descended, the preparation for dinner began in earnest. The kitchen buzzed with energy as cooks coordinated dishes for the Lord's table. Each meal was a performance, showcasing not just skill, but also the wealth and status of those being served. While the upper class dined, the servants often worked in silence, a backdrop to the feasting. They served countless courses, moving gracefully between tables, their presence a reminder of the social divide that characterized medieval life. Yet, their efficiency was a hallmark of their training. After the feasting came their own humble supper. In the dim light of the kitchen, they gathered once more, sharing stories of the day. This nightly ritual solidified their bonds, reminding them that they were not just workers, but a family in their own right. As night fell, the castle transformed. The sounds of revelry echoed through the halls, while servants cleaned and tidied. The clinking of dishes and the crackle of the hearth accompanied their efforts, creating a soothing rhythm of diligence and care. In the quiet moments after everyone had retired, some servants would gather by the fire, sharing tales of the day, Their laughter mingled with the crackling flames, a stark contrast to the lives of their lords. Here, they found solace and strength. Yet, not all was serene. The threat of illness loomed ever present in the close quarters of a medieval household. Servants cared for one another, sharing remedies and support as they faced the trials of sickness, a bond forged in adversity. As the moon hung high in the sky, the weary servants finally settled down. Their beds were humble, yet comforting after a day of labor. Each one held dreams of a better life, perhaps one where they could rise from their station or find freedom beyond the castle walls. The dawn of a new day brought with it a familiar routine. With the rising sun, they ventured out, tending to the fields and animals. Each day was a cycle of tasks that seemed mundane, yet each was essential to the survival of their community. As seasons changed, so too did the nature of their work. Harvest time was particularly demanding, requiring every hand to ensure a bountiful yield. The air filled with the scent of ripe grain, a reward for their relentless toil. While the bulk of the work fell on the shoulders of the servants, there were moments of joy. Festivals brought color and excitement to their lives, allowing them to briefly forget their burdens and revel in the spirit of community. However, the harsh reality returned all too quickly. The toll of labor was heavy, and not all were fit to endure the demands of a medieval lifestyle. Illness, fatigue, and the occasional misfortune could change one's fate overnight, leaving a lasting impact on their lives. For those who remained, the bond of servitude often turned into a sense of loyalty. They shared not just the burdens of work, but the joys of life, supporting each other through the trials of existence in a world that often felt indifferent to their plight. As their lives unfolded, many servants kept a close eye on their lord's fortunes, hoping for a benevolent hand that might change their destiny. A kind word or gesture from the upper class could lift spirits, reminding them that compassion existed even in their challenging roles. Their tales were often unrecorded, slipping through the cracks of history. Nevertheless, the legacy of medieval servants whispered through the ages, their strength and perseverance a foundation upon which society stood. Each task performed by these servants, from scrubbing floors to serving meals, was a thread in the intricate tapestry of medieval life. They were the unseen hands that crafted the very essence of daily existence, often overlooked yet utterly essential. While history may focus on the grandeur of kings and queens, the true strength lay in the hearts of those who served. Their resilience, reflected in the simplest of actions, is a story worth telling, a reminder of the human spirit's capacity for endurance. As the years passed, the roles of servants evolved. The introduction of new technologies, such as the spinning wheel, changed the nature of their work. While some tasks became easier, others required new skills and knowledge, pushing servants to adapt. With the rise of cities and trade, many servants sought opportunities beyond the castle walls. They took their skills to the marketplace, peddling goods and services, slowly carving out a place in the bustling economy. In the villages, the spirit of independence flourished. Former servants became artisans, tradespeople, or farmers, utilizing the knowledge gained during their years of service. They wove new narratives, breaking free from the confines of servitude. Yet, the journey towards freedom was not without struggle. Many faced discrimination as societal norms were slow to change. The echoes of their past often haunted them, a reminder of the rigid class structures that had governed their lives. As the medieval period waned, the roles of servants continued to shift. The emergence of the Renaissance brought new ideas and opportunities, reshaping the landscape of labor and class dynamics forever. Change was in the air, and the old ways began to fade. In the twilight of the medieval era, the stories of servants became intertwined with the larger narrative of human progress. Their lives, once marked by toil, began to reflect a burgeoning sense of identity and agency, hinting at a future where their contributions would be recognized. Through all these changes, the essence of servitude remained. The commitment to hard work, Loyalty and resilience defined not only the servants, but the very society they helped sustain. Their legacy, often overshadowed, is a quiet reminder of the power of the human spirit. As we reflect on their lives, we uncover the nuances of their existence. From the tangible tasks of daily chores to the intangible bonds of community, medieval servants shaped the world in ways that remain relevant even today. In the end, the legacy of these medieval servants is not just one of labor, but of humanity. Their stories remind us that every life has value, every effort has meaning, and every individual, regardless of status, contributes to the tapestry of history. Thus, we honor their journey and recognize the vital roles they played. As the curtain of history falls, the whispers of these servants linger, urging us to remember their quiet strength and enduring spirit. The past is never truly gone. It lives on through their stories. Thank you for joining this exploration of the lives of medieval servants. Their stories are a testament to resilience and humanity that shaped the world we know today. Subscribe for more tales that honor those who once walked before us, whose contributions continue to echo through time. As dawn broke over the castle, the first rays of sunlight illuminated the faces of sleeping servants. Their day began not with rest, but with the urgent sound of the bell calling them to rise. In the dimly lit kitchen, the air was filled with the warmth of the hearth, beckoning the servants to prepare the morning meal. The clatter of pots and pans soon replaced the tranquility of the morning. Fresh bread was kneaded and porridge stirred, the scent wafting through stone corridors. As the sun rose higher, the castle slowly awakened, each member of the household relying on the servants to begin their day. Each servant had their duties meticulously assigned. The scullery maid scrubbed pots, while the chamberlain dusted the lord's chambers. These tasks, though seemingly mundane, were the heartbeat of the household, ensuring order and cleanliness in an age where sanitation was a constant battle. Outside, the yard bustled with activity. The stable hands groomed horses, preparing them for the day's rides. A cacophony of nickering and neighing filled the air as the servants communicated through shouts and laughter, their camaraderie providing a brief respite from their demanding lives. The midday bell tolls, signaling a momentary pause. Servants gathered to share a modest meal, often comprised of leftovers from the Lord's feast. This brief interlude is filled with shared stories, laughter, and the unspoken bond formed through their shared toil under the watchful eyes of their superiors. However, not every moment was filled with camaraderie. The ever-present threat of punishment loomed, and the consequences of a misstep were harsh. Servants learned quickly to navigate the delicate balance between diligence and discretion, forever aware of their place in the feudal hierarchy. As afternoon arrived, various tasks awaited. The laundry maids toiled by the river, scrubbing garments against stone, while others fetched water from the well, the heavy buckets swinging at their sides. This labor, often overlooked, was essential to maintaining the dignity of the household. In the castle's gardens, the herb gatherers sought fresh ingredients for the evening's meals. The fragrant aromas of thyme and rosemary filled the air, a reminder of the vital role these small plants played in preserving food and enhancing flavors in an age without refrigeration. As the sun began to set, the sound of the great hall resonated with preparation for the evening feast. Long tables were set, and the servants moved with purpose, ensuring every detail was perfect. This was their moment to shine, showcasing their hard work to the lords and ladies of the castle. Yet, amidst the grandeur, the servants remained invisible, their efforts often unrecognized. The laughter and celebration of the feast masked the exhaustion etched on their faces as they served dishes laden with food, all the while yearning for a taste of the bounty. After the feasting ended, the servants faced yet another burden. The clearing of tables, scrubbing of dishes, and sweeping of floors filled the hours into the night. The flickering torchlight cast long shadows, mirroring the fatigue that weighed heavily upon their spirits. As the moon rose high, those on night watch took their posts, keeping the castle secure. The stillness of the night was broken only by the soft rustle of cloaks and the distant hoot of an owl. Even in rest, The servants were bound by duty, their lives interwoven with the rhythm of the castle. By the time dawn broke again, the cycle would begin anew. The servants, though weary, remained steadfast. Their stories were not merely of toil and drudgery, they were layered with moments of joy, camaraderie, and resilience that reflected the humanity beneath the weight of their tasks. As they ventured into the world beyond the castle walls, the servants were not isolated souls. They participated in the community, traded goods at the market, and shared tales with neighbors. These interactions were vital, providing a sense of belonging amid their demanding roles. Among the bustling streets, the servant women often gathered at the communal well, exchanging gossip as they filled their buckets. The sound of laughter mingled with the splashes of water, a momentary escape from the seriousness of their daily tasks. However, the realities of life were not always jovial. Illness could sweep through households, and the burden often fell on the servants to tend to the sick. Their compassion shone through as they offered care, a testament to their humanity in an era where life was harsh and unforgiving. Even while managing household duties, the servants were often the first to rise and the last to sleep. Their hands were calloused and worn, bearing the marks of labor that defined their existence. Each scar told a story, a silent reminder of their laborious lives. As seasons changed, so did the tasks of the servants. In spring, they planted seeds, while summer brought harvest time. Autumn was a flurry of preparation for winter. Every season brought its own challenges, demanding flexibility and resilience from those who served. The rhythm of their labor was not just physical. It was a dance of survival. With every chore, they secured their place within the social fabric, their efforts integral to the prosperity of the households they served. They were the unseen architects of daily life. But what they found next changed everything. In the shadows of their service lay opportunities for personal growth. Some servants learned trades, while others became skilled artisans, forging dreams from the very fabric of their daily existence. These paths often led to unexpected freedoms. As they honed their skills, their identities began to blossom beyond mere servitude. They formed guilds, shared techniques, and collaborated on projects, creating a network of support and knowledge that transcended the boundaries of the feudal system. Among these artisans was the blacksmith's apprentice, whose forge echoed with the sound of hammer striking anvil. Each clang reverberated through the village, drawing admiration and respect from both peers and lords alike, showcasing the potential for upward mobility even from humble beginnings. With each new skill learned, the bond between servants strengthened. They relied on one another for guidance, sharing knowledge passed down through generations. In this communal learning, they began to forge a new legacy, one built on strength and unity. Evenings at the castle would often culminate in gatherings where tales of bravery and resilience were exchanged. These moments, rich with laughter and camaraderie, illuminated the importance of solidarity among servants, fortifying their spirits against the weight of their daily burdens. A profound shift began to take place across the medieval landscape. As towns grew and commerce flourished, the role of servants transformed. No longer just laborers, they became vital contributors to the economy, shaping the very fabric of society as it evolved. In this new economy, the servants navigated a landscape rich with opportunities. Merchants sought skilled workers, and townspeople began to appreciate the intricacies of craftsmanship that servants brought to their trade. This admiration paved the way for a shift in social dynamics. As these shifts unfolded, the relationships between lords and servants began to evolve. Many lords recognized the value of their servants' skills, fostering a more collaborative environment. For the first time, there was a glimmer of mutual respect that started to alter the traditional hierarchy. This newfound respect also led to the emergence of servant-led initiatives. They organized cooperative guilds to negotiate fair wages and working conditions, advocating for their rights. Their voices began to resonate, weaving a narrative of change that rippled through the social fabric. Amidst these changes, The resilience of medieval servants remained a constant. Their tireless efforts were the foundation upon which this evolving society stood. With each challenge faced, they carved out their place, reminding all that even the most humble beginnings can contribute to remarkable legacies. But as this transformation unfolded, the historical records began to reflect their stories. Chronicles started to document not just the grand tales of knights and nobility, but also the lives of those who served, shedding light on their contributions and sacrifices. Such reflections allowed future generations to recognize the significance of these servants. Their narratives, often overlooked, were woven into the very fabric of history, reminding us that every life, regardless of status, holds value and contributes to the tale of humanity. In their quiet way, medieval servants shaped the world beyond their immediate surroundings. Their influence rippled through time, as the lessons learned in their daily lives echoed in the choices of future generations. Their legacy is a testament to the enduring human spirit. As we look back upon their narratives, it becomes clear that the stories of servants are not merely tales of labor. They are chronicles of survival and resilience. They remind us that behind every castle wall lies a tapestry of intertwined lives, each thread contributing to the whole. The contributions of medieval servants extend far beyond their immediate tasks. They played pivotal roles in nurturing the next generation, teaching values and skills to their children. The cycle of servitude also became a foundation for future artisans and laborers, ensuring the continuity of craftsmanship. In the end, their legacy is not merely one of servitude but of empowerment. Those who emerged from the ranks of servants often became community leaders and skilled professionals. Their journeys reflect the spirit of perseverance that defined the medieval era, forever shaping history as we know it. As the medieval landscape transformed, the stories of servants left an indelible mark on society. They became symbols of resilience, their lives a poignant reminder that every individual plays a role in the grand narrative of human history, regardless of their station in life. In this vast tapestry of history, the contributions of medieval servants remain woven into the fabric of our collective memory. Their enduring spirit and stories continue to inspire, reminding us of the strength found in community and the importance of every individual's journey. As we conclude this segment, let us carry forth the lessons gleaned from these lives once lived. The echoes of their labor, their laughter, and their struggles remind us that history is not merely a collection of dates and events, but a rich tapestry of human experience. The stories of medieval servants, once veiled in shadow, now shine with illuminating clarity. Their contributions resonate through the ages, urging us to appreciate the myriad of lives that have shaped our present. Each servant's tale beckons us to remember their importance and the lessons they imparted. Thank you for joining this continuation of our exploration into the lives of medieval servants. Their resilience, skills, and contributions echo in the annals of history, reminding us of the importance of every individual story. Subscribe for more journeys through time, honoring those who shaped our world. As the sun broke over the horizon, the day began for the household servants with the first light. Their world was not filled with the luxury of their masters, but with tasks that demanded both skill and endurance. From preparing meals to maintaining the estate, their responsibilities were as varied as the inhabitants of the castle itself. In the heart of the castle, the kitchen came to life. Wooden tables were laden with fresh produce, while the scent of herbs and roasted meat hung in the air, as skilled cooks began their morning preparations. Each dish required careful attention, a reflection of the servants' dedication to their roles. As breakfast was served to the nobility, other servants quietly prepared for the day ahead. Some filled buckets with water from the well, while others tended to the livestock. Each action was a cog in a well-oiled machine, essential for the smooth operation of the estate. With the morning's chores completed, the servants turned to their next duties. The laundry needed tending, requiring hours of scrubbing and rinsing. The rhythmic sounds of cloth being beaten against stones filled the air, a testament to the labor that marked their existence. Amidst these daily tasks, some servants were tasked with caring for the children of the household. They taught them to read, write, and navigate the complexities of noble life, their patience as vital as their knowledge. This role, often overlooked, helped shape the next generation of leaders. As the day wore on, meals needed to be prepared for both the servants and their masters. Careful calculations ensured no one went hungry, as large pots simmered over the flames, filling the castle with rich aromas. The camaraderie among the servants blossomed during these shared meals, an essential break in their labor. After lunch, the servants returned to their respective duties. Some polished silverware until it gleamed, while others repaired furniture, their skills honed over years of practice. Each task was a reminder of their role in maintaining the estate's grandeur. As the afternoon sun cast long shadows across the courtyard, the servants prepared for the evening's banquet. This was no easy task. Tables were set, decorations arranged, and food meticulously plated. The anticipation of the gathering filled the air with excitement and a hint of anxiety. Once the guests arrived, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. Servants moved swiftly, serving meals and refilling goblets, their movements choreographed to perfection. Amidst the laughter and conversation, the servants remained in the background, often forgotten yet integral to the evening's success. As the banquet drew to a close, the servants collected the remnants of the feast. Echoes of clinking dishes and hushed laughter lingered in the air as they worked tirelessly to clean up. This was a time-consuming task, often stretching late into the night, but their diligence was unwavering. With the guests departed, the atmosphere settled into a calm silence. Servants gathered in the kitchen for a late meal, sharing their stories of the day. Laughter and camaraderie filled the room, a rare moment of respite amidst their demanding lives. As the night deepened, some servants took to mending clothes by the firelight. The soft sound of needle pulling through fabric blended with the crackling fire, forming an unspoken bond in their shared labor. This humble act reflected their resourcefulness and commitment to their roles. With the clock striking late, the day came to a close. As the castle walls grew quiet, the servants retreated to their quarters, weary yet fulfilled. Each day was a cycle of labor, but within it lay a profound sense of purpose, binding them to the threads of medieval society. Yet their lives were not without challenges. Illness, harsh winters, and demanding tasks tested their resilience. But through it all, the servants forged a community, supporting one another in times of hardship, a silent testament to their strength and solidarity. Occasionally, the threat of conflict would loom large. Servants often found themselves caught in the wake of battles, as lords and knights clashed for territory. While they were not warriors, their contributions in times of war were vital, as they tended to the wounded and maintained the estate amidst chaos. Despite difficulties, the servants held on to their dreams. Many aspired to improve their standing, hoping for a better life. Some even sought education, learning to read and write in secret, their ambitions fueled by the rare opportunities that presented themselves. As we reflect on the lives of medieval servants, we uncover a narrative filled with resilience, creativity, and quiet strength. Their contributions extend beyond mere labor. They were the backbone of society, a living testament to the importance of every role in the great tapestry of history. The echoes of their daily lives resonate through time, reminding us that history is not solely composed of the grand narratives of rulers and warriors. It is also woven from the experiences of those who served in silence, their stories equally deserving of remembrance. As we conclude this journey, let us honor the unsung heroes of the medieval era. Their fierce dedication and unwavering spirit remain etched in the annals of history, reminding us of the rich tapestry of lives that shape the world we know today. Thank you for joining this exploration into the lives of medieval servants. May their stories inspire us to recognize the value in every role and every individual, regardless of their place in history. Subscribe for more journeys through time, honoring the legacy of those who shaped our world.